Ladies and gentlemen, today we explore a profound and often overlooked truth, the incredible power of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is a presence, a force that holds the key to inner strength and clarity. In our fast-paced world filled with constant noise and distractions, the ability to be silent can transform our lives in ways we might not have imagined. The power of silence is profound and transformative, often underestimated in its ability to shape our lives. In a world filled with constant noise, chatter, and distractions, silence stands as a beacon of peace, offering a sanctuary for our minds and souls. It is in silence that we discover the depths of our inner selves, unearthing wisdom and clarity that are often drowned out by the din of everyday life. Silence is not just the absence of sound, it is a presence, a force that brings with it a multitude of benefits. When we embrace silence, we allow our minds to rest and rejuvenate. This mental stillness helps to reduce stress and anxiety, promoting a sense of calm and tranquility. In silence, our bodies and minds synchronize, creating a harmonious state that enhances our overall well-being. One of the most significant powers of silence is its ability to foster deep reflection. When we are silent, we create a space for introspection, where we can evaluate our thoughts, actions, and experiences. This reflection allows us to gain insights into our behavior, understand our motivations, and identify areas for personal growth. Through silent contemplation, we can set meaningful goals and develop strategies to achieve them. Silence also enhances our ability to listen. In conversations, silence allows us to hear not just the words being spoken, but the emotions and intentions behind them. It cultivates empathy and understanding, enabling us to connect more deeply with others. By being silent, we demonstrate respect and attentiveness, fostering stronger and more meaningful relationships. Moreover, silence is a powerful tool for creativity. In the quiet, our minds are free to wander and explore new ideas. Without the constant barrage of external stimuli, our creative thoughts can flourish, leading to innovative solutions and fresh perspectives. Many of the world's greatest thinkers and artists have attributed their breakthroughs to moments of silence and solitude. In the realm of decision-making, silence plays a crucial role. It provides the necessary space to gather our thoughts, consider different perspectives, and weigh the consequences of our choices. This strategic use of silence helps us avoid impulsive decisions, allowing us to act with wisdom and foresight. By taking the time to be silent, we can approach problems with a clear mind, leading to more effective and impactful outcomes. Silence also strengthens our resilience. In moments of silence, we find the strength to endure challenges and setbacks. It allows us to process our emotions, come to terms with difficulties, and emerge stronger. This inner fortitude, cultivated through silence, empowers us to face life's adversities with grace and determination. Furthermore, silence connects us to our spiritual selves. It is in the quiet moments of prayer, meditation, and reflection that we feel the presence of a higher power. This spiritual connection provides guidance, comfort, and a sense of purpose. Silence becomes a sacred space where we seek answers, find solace, and strengthen our faith. The power of silence is vast and multifaceted. It is a source of inner peace, reflection, empathy, creativity, wise decision-making, resilience, and spiritual connection. By embracing silence, we unlock these profound benefits, enriching our lives in countless ways. Silence is not an emptiness to be feared, but a fullness to be embraced, for in the quiet, we find the keys to a richer, more meaningful existence. Listening to inner wisdom is a practice that connects us to the deepest parts of ourselves, revealing truths that guide our decisions, actions, and overall life path. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to overlook this inner voice. However, when we cultivate the habit of silence and tune into our inner wisdom, we gain access to a profound source of guidance and clarity. Inner wisdom is that intuitive sense of knowing that transcends logical reasoning. It's the feeling in your gut that steers you towards or away from something, even when you can't fully explain why. This wisdom is rooted in our subconscious, shaped by our experiences, values, and intrinsic understanding of who we are and what we truly need. When we listen to this inner voice, we align ourselves more closely with our authentic selves and our true purpose. The first step to accessing inner wisdom is creating the space for silence in our lives. This might mean setting aside time for meditation, prayer, or simply being alone with our thoughts. In these moments of stillness, we quiet the external noise and distractions, allowing our inner voice to emerge. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency, filtering out the static to hear the clear signal. In these quiet moments, it's important to be open and receptive. Inner wisdom often speaks in subtle ways through feelings, images, or a sense of certainty about a particular course of action. Pay attention to recurring thoughts or sensations that arise during your quiet time. These can be indicators of your inner guidance trying to communicate with you. Listening to inner wisdom also involves trusting yourself. This trust is built over time as you start to recognize the accuracy and reliability of your inner voice. Often, our inner wisdom aligns with our values and long-term goals, steering us away from decisions that might bring short-term satisfaction but long-term regret. Trusting this inner voice requires confidence in your own judgment and the willingness to act on its guidance, even when it goes against conventional wisdom or external advice. Furthermore, inner wisdom helps in making decisions that are congruent with our true selves. It enables us to distinguish between what we want and what we truly need. When faced with choices, our inner wisdom can illuminate the path that best serves our growth and well-being. This discernment is crucial in avoiding decisions driven by fear, societal pressures, or temporary emotions. Listening to inner wisdom also means being patient. Sometimes, the guidance we seek doesn't come immediately. It requires a willingness to sit with uncertainty and trust that clarity will come when the time is right. This patience is a form of surrender, acknowledging that we don't have all the answers and being open to receiving them when they are ready to be revealed. Incorporating the practice of journaling can be particularly helpful in accessing and interpreting inner wisdom. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can clarify the messages your inner voice is conveying. It provides a tangible way to reflect on your inner dialogue and observe patterns or insights that emerge over time. Moreover, inner wisdom is deeply connected to our emotions. It often manifests as a sense of peace, excitement, or discomfort, guiding us towards what feels right or away from what feels wrong. By paying attention to these emotional cues, we can better understand the direction our inner wisdom is pointing us towards. Developing a relationship with your inner wisdom also enhances your resilience. When you trust and follow your inner guidance, you are more likely to make decisions that are in harmony with your true self. This alignment provides a solid foundation to navigate challenges and setbacks, as you are less likely to be swayed by external pressures or doubts. Finally, listening to inner wisdom fosters a sense of fulfillment and purpose. When we live in alignment with our true selves, guided by our inner voice, we experience a deeper sense of satisfaction and meaning in our lives. We become more attuned to our passions, our strengths, and our unique contributions to the world. Listening to inner wisdom is a powerful practice that connects us to our authentic selves and our true purpose. By creating space for silence, trusting ourselves, and being open to our inner guidance, we gain access to a profound source of clarity and direction. This inner wisdom not only helps us make decisions that align with our values and long-term goals, but also enhances our resilience and sense of fulfillment. Embrace the practice of listening to your inner wisdom and discover the profound impact it can have on your life. Observing and learning are essential components of personal growth and understanding. In a world that often values quick answers and immediate action, the practice of careful observation and thoughtful learning can seem undervalued. Yet, these practices are crucial for developing wisdom, insight, and a deeper connection with the world around us. Observation begins with paying attention. It requires us to slow down and take note of our surroundings, our interactions, and the nuances of our experiences. This deliberate attention allows us to gather information that is often missed in the rush of daily life. By observing, we become more aware of the subtleties and complexities that shape our reality. Observation is not just about seeing, it is about perceiving with all our senses. It involves listening attentively to what others are saying, watching body language, and noticing the emotions behind words. It means being present in the moment, fully engaged with what is happening around us. This level of awareness can reveal patterns, behaviors, and insights that are crucial for making informed decisions and developing deeper relationships. Learning through observation is a powerful tool. It allows us to gain knowledge and understanding without necessarily needing direct experience. By watching how others navigate challenges, solve problems, and interact with the world, we can learn valuable lessons that we can apply to our own lives. This observational learning can save us from making the same mistakes and help us replicate successful strategies. In addition to learning from others, observation also involves self-reflection. By observing our own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we gain insights into our motivations and patterns. This self-awareness is the foundation of personal growth. It helps us understand why we act the way we do and how we can change our behaviors to align more closely with our goals and values. One of the key benefits of observing and learning is the development of empathy. By paying close attention to the experiences and emotions of others, we can better understand their perspectives. This empathy allows us to connect more deeply with others, fostering compassion and stronger relationships. It helps us to see beyond our own limited viewpoint and appreciate the richness of diverse experiences. Observation and learning also play a critical role in creativity and innovation. Many breakthroughs and creative solutions come from observing the world in new ways and learning from those observations. By staying curious and open to new information, we can make connections between seemingly unrelated ideas and develop innovative solutions to problems. Furthermore, observing and learning enhance our adaptability. In a constantly changing world, the ability to observe new trends, understand emerging challenges, and learn new skills is crucial for staying relevant and effective. This adaptability allows us to navigate uncertainty with confidence and resilience. In practice, observing and learning can be cultivated through mindfulness and intentional practices. Mindfulness involves being fully present and engaged in the current moment without judgment. This presence allows us to observe more accurately and learn more deeply from our experiences. Practices such as meditation, journaling, and reflective listening can help us develop this mindfulness. Engaging with new experiences and perspectives is another way to enhance our observational and learning skills. Traveling, reading widely, and engaging in conversations with people from different backgrounds can broaden our understanding and provide fresh insights. These experiences challenge our assumptions and expand our worldview. Learning is also a lifelong process. It requires a commitment to continuous improvement and growth. This mindset of lifelong learning encourages us to remain curious, seek out new knowledge, and be open to changing our views based on new information. It fosters a sense of humility, recognizing that there is always more to learn and understand. Observing and learning are vital practices for personal and professional growth. They involve paying careful attention to the world around us and within us, gaining insights through reflection and experience. These practices develop our empathy, creativity, adaptability, and self-awareness, enriching our lives and enhancing our ability to navigate the complexities of the world. By cultivating observation and learning, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding and a more fulfilling life. Controlling reactions is a crucial aspect of emotional intelligence and personal growth. In life, we constantly encounter situations and people that can trigger strong emotional responses. How we choose to react in these moments can significantly impact our relationships, our mental well-being, and our overall success. Learning to control our reactions means mastering the art of responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. At the heart of controlling reactions is self-awareness. This involves recognizing our emotional triggers and understanding why certain situations provoke specific responses in us. By becoming more aware of these triggers, we can anticipate our reactions and prepare to handle them more effectively. For example, if we know that we tend to get angry when criticized, we can develop strategies to manage this anger before it escalates. One effective strategy for controlling reactions is to pause and take a deep breath before responding. This simple act can create a moment of reflection, allowing us to think about our response rather than reacting on impulse. In this pause, we can consider the consequences of our reaction and choose a response that aligns with our values and goals. It's a practice of mindfulness where we bring our attention to the present moment and our current emotional state. Another important aspect of controlling reactions is reframing our thoughts. Often, our initial reaction to a situation is based on a negative interpretation or assumption. By consciously reframing our thoughts, we can change our perspective and reduce the intensity of our emotional response. For instance, instead of seeing a colleague's critique as a personal attack, we can view it as an opportunity for growth and improvement. Empathy also plays a vital role in managing our reactions. By trying to understand the perspectives and feelings of others, we can respond with compassion rather than defensiveness or anger. This shift in focus from our own emotional state to the experiences of others can help de-escalate conflicts and foster healthier relationships. Empathy allows us to see beyond our immediate emotional response and consider the broader context of the situation. Developing healthy coping mechanisms is another key component of controlling reactions. This might include practices such as meditation, exercise, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend or therapist. These activities can help us process our emotions in a constructive way, reducing the likelihood of reactive outbursts. They provide an outlet for our feelings and help us gain clarity and perspective. It is also essential to practice assertive communication when controlling reactions. This means expressing our thoughts and feelings clearly and respectfully without resorting to aggression or passivity. Assertive communication involves stating our needs and boundaries while also being open to hearing and understanding the needs of others. It's a balanced approach that respects both our own and others' viewpoints. Self-regulation. The ability to manage our emotions and behaviors in accordance with the demands of the situation is a skill that can be developed over time. This involves practicing techniques such as positive self-talk, relaxation exercises, and setting realistic expectations for ourselves and others. By consistently applying these techniques, we can enhance our ability to control our reactions. Understanding the physiological aspects of our reactions can also be helpful. Recognizing how our body responds to stress such as increased heart rate, shallow breathing, or muscle tension can alert us to the need for calming strategies. Techniques like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, and mindfulness meditation can help calm our physiological responses, making it easier to control our emotional reactions. Furthermore, it's important to reflect on our reactions after the fact. This reflection allows us to learn from our experiences and improve our responses in the future. By analyzing what triggered our reaction, how we responded, and the outcome of our response, we can identify patterns and areas for improvement. This ongoing self-assessment is key to personal growth and emotional mastery. Controlling reactions is about cultivating a thoughtful and measured approach to our emotional responses. It involves self-awareness, mindfulness, empathy, healthy coping mechanisms, assertive communication, self-regulation, and reflection. By mastering these skills, we can navigate life's challenges with greater emotional stability, build stronger relationships, and achieve our goals with clarity and purpose. Strategic silence is a powerful tool in communication and personal development. It involves the deliberate use of silence to enhance interactions, convey messages, and manage situations effectively. In a world that often prioritizes speaking and immediate responses, mastering the art of strategic silence can provide a significant advantage in both personal and professional settings. Strategic silence begins with understanding its purpose and potential impact. Silence can serve various functions. It can create space for reflection, signal deep listening, diffuse tension, or emphasize the importance of what has been said. By intentionally incorporating silence into our communication, we can foster a more thoughtful and impactful exchange. One key aspect of strategic silence is active listening. By remaining silent and fully focusing on the speaker, we show respect and genuine interest in their perspective. This silence allows us to absorb not only the words being spoken, but also the underlying emotions and intentions. Active listening can lead to better understanding, stronger relationships, and more meaningful conversations. It demonstrates that we value the other person's input and are willing to take the time to truly hear them. Silence can also be used to encourage others to speak. In conversations, especially in groups, people often need a moment of silence to gather their thoughts and feel comfortable contributing. By not rushing to fill every pause with our own words, we create an environment where others feel safe to express themselves. This can lead to richer, more diverse discussions and a deeper collective understanding. In negotiations and difficult conversations, strategic silence can be a powerful tool. After presenting a point or making a request, remaining silent can create a sense of anticipation and compel the other party to respond. This silence can shift the dynamic, giving us the upper hand by allowing the other person to process and react without feeling pressured by immediate rebuttal. It can also prevent us from over-explaining or weakening our position by speaking too much. Moreover, strategic silence can be used to de-escalate conflicts. In heated situations, taking a moment of silence before responding can prevent us from saying something we might regret. This pause allows us to gather our thoughts, calm our emotions, and respond more rationally and constructively. Silence can act as a buffer, giving both parties time to cool down and approach the conversation with a clearer mindset. Silence can also convey respect and acknowledgement. In moments of grief, pain, or solemnity, words can sometimes feel inadequate. Offering silence as a form of support can be deeply meaningful, showing that we are present and empathetic without the need for verbal expression. This respectful silence honors the gravity of the situation and the emotions involved. In addition to its interpersonal benefits, strategic silence is crucial for personal reflection and decision-making. In our fast-paced lives, we often rush from one task to another without taking the time to pause and think. Intentional silence can create the mental space needed to reflect on our actions, consider our goals, and make more thoughtful decisions. It allows us to tune into our inner voice, gain clarity, and align our actions with our values and priorities. In leadership, strategic silence can be a mark of strength and confidence. Leaders who use silence effectively can create a powerful presence, commanding attention and respect without needing to dominate conversations. They demonstrate that they are thoughtful, composed, and considerate of others' viewpoints. This approach can inspire trust and loyalty among team members, fostering a collaborative and respectful work environment. To practice strategic silence effectively, it is important to develop self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Recognizing when to speak and when to remain silent requires an understanding of the dynamics at play and the potential impact of our words. This awareness can be cultivated through mindfulness practices, active listening exercises, and reflective journaling. By becoming more attuned to our own communication patterns and those of others, we can better navigate conversations with intentionality and purpose. Strategic silence is a valuable skill that can enhance communication, strengthen relationships, and support personal growth. It involves using silence intentionally to listen actively, encourage participation, manage conflicts, convey respect, and foster reflection. By mastering the art of strategic silence, we can communicate more effectively, make more thoughtful decisions, and create a positive impact in our interactions and endeavors. Spiritual connection is the deep, intrinsic bond we form with the divine, transcending the material world and linking us to a higher power. It is the foundation upon which we build our sense of purpose, identity, and direction in life. Developing and nurturing this connection involves an ongoing journey of faith, reflection, and intentional practices that align us with the divine will. At the core of spiritual connection is the belief that we are not merely physical beings, but spiritual ones with a divine purpose. This understanding shapes how we view ourselves and our place in the world. It encourages us to look beyond the immediate and the tangible, seeking deeper meaning and truth. This perspective brings a sense of peace and fulfillment, knowing that our lives are part of a greater plan. One of the primary ways to cultivate a spiritual connection is through prayer and meditation. These practices allow us to communicate with the divine, seeking guidance, expressing gratitude, and aligning our desires with a higher purpose. Prayer is not just about asking for things, it's a conversation, a way to build a relationship with the divine. It involves listening as much as speaking, being open to the insights and directions that come from this sacred dialogue. Meditation, on the other hand, is about quieting the mind and creating space for spiritual awareness. In a world filled with noise and distractions, meditation offers a sanctuary where we can tune into the subtle yet profound whispers of the divine. It helps us cultivate mindfulness and presence, allowing us to experience the divine in the present moment and recognize the sacred in everyday life. Reading and studying sacred texts is another essential aspect of fostering a spiritual connection. These texts provide wisdom, guidance, and insight into the divine nature and our relationship with it. They offer timeless principles that can be applied to our lives, helping us navigate challenges and make decisions that honor our spiritual values. By immersing ourselves in these writings, we deepen our understanding and strengthen our faith. Community and fellowship play a vital role in spiritual connection. Engaging with others who share our beliefs and values provides support, encouragement, and accountability. It allows us to learn from each other's experiences, share our journeys, and grow together in faith. This sense of belonging and mutual support can be incredibly powerful, reinforcing our spiritual practices and sustaining us through difficult times. Service to others is also a profound way to experience and express our spiritual connection. When we serve, we embody the principles and teachings of the divine, acting as instruments of love, compassion, and justice. Service shifts our focus from ourselves to the needs of others, fostering humility and empathy. It allows us to see the divine in every person and recognize our interconnectedness. Through acts of kindness and generosity, we manifest the divine will in the world, contributing to a greater good. Nature often serves as a conduit for spiritual connection. The beauty and majesty of the natural world can inspire awe and reverence, reminding us of the divine presence in creation. Spending time in nature, whether through walks in the park, hiking in the mountains, or simply sitting by the ocean, can be a form of spiritual practice. It allows us to disconnect from the busyness of life and reconnect with the rhythms of the natural world, experiencing the divine in the simplicity and grandeur of creation. Personal rituals and symbols can also enhance our spiritual connection. These might include lighting candles, using prayer beads, or creating a sacred space in our homes. Such practices provide tangible reminders of our spiritual journey and create opportunities for intentional reflection and devotion. They help anchor our spiritual practices in our daily lives, making the divine a constant presence. Spiritual connection also involves an ongoing process of self-examination and growth. It requires us to look inward, recognize our strengths and weaknesses, and strive to align our actions with our spiritual values. This process is not always easy. It often involves confronting difficult truths and making changes that challenge our comfort zones. However, it is through this process that we grow closer to the divine, becoming more authentic and aligned with our true selves. Ultimately, spiritual connection is about experiencing the divine in every aspect of our lives. It is about seeing the sacred in the ordinary, finding meaning in our daily experiences, and living in a way that reflects our deepest values and beliefs. It is a journey of continuous learning, growth, and transformation, guided by a profound sense of purpose and belonging. Developing a spiritual connection is a lifelong journey that involves prayer, meditation, studying sacred texts, community engagement, service, communion with nature, personal rituals, and self-examination. It is about building a relationship with the divine, experiencing the sacred in every moment, and living in alignment with our highest values. By nurturing this connection, we find peace, purpose, and fulfillment, knowing that we are part of a greater divine plan. In conclusion, cultivating good habits requires understanding the power of habits, identifying key habits for success, and embracing the role of discipline in our lives. Overcoming resistance is essential, as we must confront the internal and external barriers that hinder our progress. Consistency and persistence are vital in ensuring that these habits take root and flourish, shaping our daily routines and ultimately our destinies. By reaping the rewards of our diligent efforts, we witness the transformation in our personal and professional lives, becoming the best versions of ourselves. Embracing strategic silence, spiritual connection, and the deliberate development of good habits empowers us to live purposefully align with our higher values, and achieve our fullest potential. This journey, though challenging, is profoundly rewarding, leading to a life of fulfillment, peace, and continuous growth.